let me tell you about a guy named Ishan. He's one of those people who was just brilliant, a total tech genius. But at his job, he was completely stuck. Every time a deadline got close, Ishan would find himself repeating the same exact phrase. A phrase that, let's be honest, has probably held all of us back at some point. Yep, I will definitely start tomorrow. That was his go-to line. It wasn't just a promise, it became his whole routine. A cycle of putting things off, making excuses, and then feeling awful about it. You know the drill, right? He had this super urgent report due, and where was he? In the kitchen, making another cup of coffee instead of just starting. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Why on earth do we do this to ourselves? Why do we put off the things we know are important? Well, that's what we're going to figure out today. We're going to follow Ishan's journey as he digs into the real reasons we procrastinate, and more importantly, how he found a system to finally break free. So let's get into it. All right, so Ishan's first step was pretty much what any of us would do. He started by looking at the obvious stuff, right? The surface level reasons. He really started to analyze his own habits, trying to figure out what was actually happening in his brain when he made that choice to put something off. And when he started looking, he saw a few things. First off, he had to admit it. Some of the tasks, like writing up documentation, were just boring. Let's be real. But it went deeper than that. He realized he was terrified of being judged. He kept replaying this one time his boss pointed out a tiny mistake, and that memory just made him freeze up. And that fear fed right into his perfectionism, creating this impossible standard in his head. If this isn't absolutely perfect, it's a total failure. So what was the first big aha moment for him? It actually came from a friend who gave him some dead simple advice. He said, look, don't even think about writing the whole report. Just write one paragraph. That's it. So Ishan gave it a shot, and what do you know? It actually worked. That's when it clicked for him. The hardest part is just getting started. Once you're in motion, momentum kind of takes over. Okay, but that was really just peeling back the first layer of the onion. Ishan pretty quickly realized that his procrastination wasn't just about the big task he was avoiding. Nope. It was about all the other little unfinished things that were constantly buzzing around in his mind. The real breakthrough on this front came when he took a good look at his desk. I mean, it was a mess. Old bills, sticky notes, random papers everywhere, and it hit him. His mind felt exactly like his desk looked. All that physical clutter was just a perfect reflection of his mental clutter, a brain just jammed with unfinished tasks, decisions he'd put off, and goals he'd totally forgotten about. This is when he stumbled upon this idea of open loops. Think of it like having a bunch of apps running in the background of your phone, just draining the battery. That's what these open loops do to your brain. They're all the incomplete things, the promises, the tasks that just hum along in the background, sucking up your mental energy. So Ishan actually sat down and made a list. All those emails he never answered, friends he kept meaning to call back, that online course he started and then just dropped. Each one was like a tiny little weight on his mind, and altogether, they were making him feel completely overwhelmed. So he started knocking them out. He sent the emails, made the calls, and you know what? He felt this immediate sense of relief. It was like closing all those background apps. But here's the thing. While that cleared up a lot of the mental noise, it didn't fix the root cause. When it came to the big, scary, important projects, he fell right back into his old patterns. He knew he had to dig even deeper. And that's what led him to ask himself what was probably the most powerful question in this whole process. He asked, wait a minute, am I actually avoiding this task, or am I avoiding the fear that's attached to it? And man, that question changed everything. Suddenly, he saw that procrastination wasn't the problem itself. It was just a symptom of a much deeper fear he'd been carrying around. So he started digging back into his past, and he was able to trace this fear all the way back to one specific moment in college. He was in a coding competition, he made a mistake, and instead of trying to fix it, he just quit. He just gave up. And that single event planted this tiny seed of self-doubt that over the years just grew and grew. He finally realized he wasn't avoiding the work, he was avoiding that awful feeling of failure he felt that one day. Okay, so figuring out the why was huge. That was half the battle right there. But knowing the problem doesn't automatically solve it. Now he needed a real, practical system to actually change his behavior and rebuild his habits. So this is where he went from just diagnosing the problem to building a day-to-day solution. So step one was all about creating crystal clarity. He had to fight that constant feeling of being overwhelmed. So he started breaking down huge projects into tiny, non-scary steps. Work on the report was way too big. But draft the first paragraph of the introduction? Yeah, he could do that. Every morning, he'd pick just his top 3 priorities for the day, nothing more. And he started carrying a notepad everywhere to just jot down any random thought or idea that popped into his head, just to get it out and free up that mental space. All right, next up, he had to build laser-sharp focus. His number one enemy? His phone. So he started putting it in another room, completely out of sight. He cleaned up his desk because he knew a clean space helps create a clear mind. He started using the Pomodoro technique, working in super focused 25-minute bursts. The whole goal of all this was to train his brain for what's called deep work, that ability to just lock in on one single thing without getting pulled in a million directions. And finally, the part that made it all stick, he engineered consistency into his life. He built a solid morning routine to start the day off right. He started time blocking his calendar, giving every single hour a specific job. But the biggest mindset shift was this. He stopped waiting to feel like it. He stopped relying on motivation, which comes and goes, and instead focused on building discipline. He made himself follow the routine no matter what. He became habit-driven, not mood-driven. And the results, it was a complete transformation. That old, fearful, overwhelmed version of himself, gone. Replaced by someone confident and clear-headed. Those old habits of only working when he felt like it were gone too, replaced by a solid, disciplined routine. And that scattered, easily distracted mind, it was now capable of long stretches of deep, focused work. For the first time in a long time, he felt like he was in control. Through this whole journey, Ishan learned what might be the most powerful lesson of all. He realized that the best way to get rid of that fear that's behind procrastination, well, it isn't to think about it or analyze it to death. It's to take action. Action is the ultimate antidote to fear. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question. Think about all those little open loops we talked about, the ones running in the background of your mind right now. What is one single thing, one unanswered text, one email you need to send, one tiny task you've been putting off, that you could close right now in the next 5 minutes? What's one small action you can take to start your own journey?